Ma'am, I'm here about the condition of this property.
I'm sorry, I've been trying.
The complaints have reached the city again. Officer, can you give her a little time?
Son, I don't have enough money to pay you.
Don't worry, ma'am. I'll do it for you for free.
Everyone saw an elderly woman with an overgrown yard. Nobody knew she spent 3 mornings every week fighting just to stay healthy enough to come back home. Her name was Mrs. Clara. She was 79 years old, lived alone, and when I arrived, a police officer was standing near her mailbox with a notice in his hand. The grass was knee-high, weeds covered the sidewalk, and the narrow walkway to the porch had almost disappeared. Clara didn't argue with the officer. She just kept saying, "I know, I'm sorry." I asked if she wanted me to clean the yard for free. She looked embarrassed and said, "You don't have to do all that, son. If you can just find the walkway, that's enough." I asked why the walkway mattered so much. She looked at the clock inside her doorway and said, "My medical ride comes tomorrow morning." Clara had kidney disease and traveled to a treatment center 3 times a week. On treatment days, a transportation van picked her up near the curb before sunrise and brought her home several hours later. She told me the treatment itself exhausted her so badly that some afternoons she had to sit in the entryway for 10 minutes before she had enough strength to make it to the kitchen. Months earlier, she could still walk from the porch to the van with a cane, but as the yard grew, weeds narrowed the path and grass covered the edges of the concrete. Then, one rainy morning, Clara caught her foot on a hidden crack and fell. After that, the driver began wading closer to the sidewalk because the path wasn't safe. A few weeks later, Clara woke up weak and simply couldn't make it through the wet grass fast enough. By the time she reached the curb, the van had gone. "I stood there in my robe watching the taillights disappear," she told me. I felt so foolish. What hurt most was that she hadn't told anyone. Her daughter lived 4 hours away and already worried constantly. Clara didn't want to scare her. She didn't want the neighbors thinking she couldn't live alone. So every week she promised herself she would clean a little more. One afternoon she sat on the porch with garden shears and cut weeds 1 handful at a time until her hands cramped. That was as far as she got. "People think old people stop caring," she said. "Sometimes we're just saving our strength for the things keeping us alive." I put the mower down and started with the walkway. I cut a straight path from the curb to the porch, pulled weeds from every crack, trimmed the bushes away from the railing, and swept the concrete clean. As the path slowly appeared, Clara kept giving me directions from her chair. "There's another step under that grass," she was right. "Watch the corner near the mailbox. It's uneven." Right again. She knew every inch of that walkway because she had walked it for 37 years. When I finally reached the porch, she stood up with her cane and